Yo, it's your boy Hyphen Next, man. What's going on with y'all? Everybody get in here, man. Sure. Say what's up to me. Come on in. We got a special report about what's going on here in the 815, man. You know, we kind of focus on things that happen around our way, but not things that are happening, in our way. And that's what we're doing today. I got some very special guests coming on today with a special report about what's going on here in the 815. We're just waiting for them to come on. So as you guys get on here, man, go ahead and share this live for me. Guys, we are coming from you from our Great Conversation page and from Hyphen X's page, and also we are coming from you from our YouTube page as well. So make sure you subscribe to all that so that you don't miss out on anything that's happening, okay? Hey, once you guys hop on, man, just go ahead, give me a what's up, how you doing? Drop a 1. If you listen to this live, man, go ahead and drop a 1 in the comments below. Guys, we got a very special report, man, that's happening right here in Rockford, Illinois about things that are going on. We got some very special guests that are coming on. Go ahead, if you're coming on here, man, please share this live. Drop a 1 in the comment section. If you're watching this live, go ahead and drop a 1. I am Hyphen X, and this is our new What's Going On 815 special report. We're going to be filling this is where we're really going to be talking about what's going on right here in Rockford, what's happening right in Rockford, Illinois. Just waiting on our guests to pop in here, man. It's a lot of things that are going on right here in Rockford, Illinois that we need to be fully abreast about and not just brush under the rug because it's happening here in Rockford. Because if it's happening in Rockford, guess what? It's going to affect you either indirectly or directly. So as you come in, guys, go ahead, drop a 1. If you're watching this live, drop a 2. If you're watching this on the playback. We sent this out to a couple of different locations here. We're just trying to really pass the word around, man. Letting people know what's really happening right here. Okay, we got one of our special guests coming in here. Add them to the stream. Yo.
Hello.
What's going on? How you doing, bro?
Doing all right.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. My bad, I got some cars.
Bro, what is going on? Are you because you're down the hall? Tell us what the hell is going on in the 815 when the Rockford Police Department came 7 deep. It looked like it was cars, but 2 to a car coming in at 3-4 o'clock in the morning to confiscate blankets and warmth. What the fuck?
Yeah, this is something that's been going on that has been ramped up over the last 2 to 3 weeks, where the city along with the police have been more aggressive in trying to end the occupation that we have going on here at City Hall, outside City Hall. Last night around 3:30 to 4, people are sleeping. Everybody's it's cold outside. Everyone's warmed up, wrapped up in blankets. Police pulled up right alongside this curb right here. Police pulled up, like you said, at least 7 deep, and told us that we can't store things on the sidewalk. Same thing that they have said, that we can't store things, and we need to take the things that we have on the sidewalk, which were all things to keep us safe and warm due to the polar vortex and due to the negative degree weather. These are all things to keep us warm. They told us that we could not have any of those things, which resulted in the taking of blankets, hand warmers, and other things to keep us warm.
What I'm not understanding let's start from square one. Why is there an occupation happening right now at City Hall?
There's an occupation sparked off after a young man was shot in the back on South Main and Harrison by a Rockford Police Department officer. And occupation first started in effort to get the mayor to hold a press conference, which he came out and said that he wasn't going to do. When these transgressions happen in Rockford or in any city, we feel it is almost a duty or responsibility of the mayor to have some type of response and to be able to answer to his constituents, not to just ignore and hide up in the office of his.
I love when we go live because, as we know here at the Great Conversation, we encourage people to come on and share their opinions. We have a Grace May Green saying, "No squatters allowed." That's what she's saying. A squat. I don't think this falls underneath the definition of a squatter, because you guys are occupying a space, not living at the space, but you're occupying the space, and the things that you have at the space that which you're occupying are there to make sure that your First Amendment rights are heard. Correct?
Correct. Everything that's
correct.
Here.
Hey,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say everything that's been here has been it's been part of keeping the protest going. And if you come here and you take away things to help us keep this occupation and protest going, it's a violation of rights. It's a violation of First Amendment rights. It's not just that, but you are endangering our lives when you take away blankets in negative degree weather, and you take away our canopy on the eve of a polar vortex, and you take away our hand warmers, and you take away our gloves and our hats and our thermoses and our bottles to keep us warm, to keep our drinks warm, and you're endangering our lives when you do that. It's not something that's done out of not something that's done in passing. It's a threat. You stole from us. You came here in the middle of the night and you stole from us.
They tried to come under the cover of night, and it was also trying to be a setup as well on the live that I saw. Let me ask this, because we have a person in the Grace May Green, very aggressive here. I invite you, Grace, to come on, click the link, the StreamYard link in the comments, come and let's have an intelligent conversation. Or are you the type that wants to be a coward and hide behind the keyboards and say things from afar? Why are you against the occupation that's happening downtown? Are you for police brutality? If that's what you're about, say that, stand on that, but don't come down on citizens for practicing their First Amendment rights. All right, we got another guest coming on, broski. Got our main man. So right now, guys, we got Ari and we got Leslie Rothfund from the Occupy from May 30th Alliance, and also they're occupying City Hall here in Rockford, Illinois. Leslie, I'm gonna Arby just kind of laid out to us on why are people downtown, what's going on. Elaborate on the events that you saw this morning at 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning when you were when the site was ramshacked.
Okay, I'm breaking up. I was breaking up a little bit. Can you hear me? I sound is the volume all right? Audio all right?
You sound okay.
It's all good.
Let's get it.
Yeah, we're good.
Hold on. I think my side froze.
All right. Hey, throw me a thumbs up when you can hear us again, Leslie. I'm gonna keep talking here. Let's see here. I'm just gonna mute him. Okay, I'm gonna take him out the studio. All right, just let us know when you're ready again, Leslie. You're still just reconnect. Okay, so we have this other person that says that's what you do. Let's see. So you are okay with being censored and told where you can and can't be on public property? No, you don't, people. You need to find another avenue. What's wrong with the avenue in which they are, Grace? I'm being very serious, man, because everyone knows like I'll sit down with anybody. The problem is they don't have what kind of, all right, let me ask you, man. You're down there on a regular basis, right?
Yeah.
What kind of what type of response from the public are you getting? from being down occupying City Hall?
I think it's been maybe 80 to 90% positive, but then you do have those 10 to 20% that come by and don't have the full story, or just ignorant, or want to get something off their chest and got something to say real quick. So there are a couple times where it's some racial slurs or some negative comments or pro-police comments, but I would say it's almost overwhelmingly positive, almost overwhelmingly community support.
Right, because every time coming down there, I'm seeing things like people pulling over to the side of the road and giving things, or just a honk and a fist. Or I even get phone calls from people that say, "Hey man, I just came from down there. I just talked to a couple of the fellas down there. Hey man, I just went down there and I prayed with a couple of the fellas. Hey, that was my cousin that you guys are down there looking at and everything, and I had a conversation with them about this." So I am seeing that the community is becoming more aware about what is going on here in Rockford, Illinois. Now, there's a boy, we got some. Hey, Grace, you're a very I'm giving you an opportunity to come on here and state your piece, but using phrases like "you people" and things of that nature, those are dog whistles and whatnot. So I'm gonna assume that you're a little bit smarter than that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, don't be a dumbass. Okay. So, like, Ari, can you give us a little bit more insight on why are you guys down there? How long are you going to be down there? And what is it going to take for the city to actually get you guys to come from downtown?
As far as, I'll start with how long. I think that's undetermined right now. There's there's no one moment that's going to come and make sure everybody's going to pack up and leave. It's we came here with demands. Those demands weren't answered, and when you really think about it, people were brutalized here. A black woman was slammed on the ground, and she had her head swung against a pole. What's the mayor have to say about that? What is I was
Nothing at all.
choked back there. The brother of the man that was shot was arrested. More people were arrested. When are those demands going to be met? So as far as there being a timetable on us leaving, I really don't see no reason to leave anytime soon.
Let's talk about some of these. Let's talk about some of these demands. What are some of the crucial demands that the mayor can address personally and the quickest?
We came here with the easiest demand. The mayor hold a press conference regarding the police shooting that happened. He didn't want to do that. He has shown no empathy or no care for what's been happening. He won't take that first step outside. So he's talked to us maybe 3 or 4 times once when it began, and ever since then, all of his moves have been violent actions. It hasn't been actions to move towards the middle ground or actions to some way meet those demands. It's been actions of violence from him.
When the mayor is stopping by and having conversations, I know this is more so in the beginning of everything. What was he saying? I know the very first thing he said was, "Good morning. How long are you guys planning on being out here?" What other conversations or statements has he made towards the concerned citizens at the Occupy City Hall here in Rockford, Illinois?
I'll give you one from recently. He talked to us maybe early on in February, maybe a week and a half ago. He came outside and talked to me for the first time since week 1. And he said he talked about the memorials. He said that he had been talking to people about putting up a permanent memorial, and he gave a number to reach out to put up a permanent memorial in the city. And at first, I thought that might have been that first gesture of uh, meeting some type of middle ground. But the next day, he called the police. He tore down the canopy, and the he had his city officials and director of public works come down and cut up these memorials. So
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's cutting up these memorials with box cutters, removing just the faces. I seen that they were removing just the faces. They weren't taking away. They stopped taking away the flowers and also the trinkets that were left there. Going after the faces. I just got confirmation that Grace M. Green, May Green, is actually who we could know as Emily, the Back to Blue protester that was downtown City Market this summer with the Blue Lives Matter flag. So I now understand what's going on. So
I'm gonna say hands
I do
off.
see.
On
Oh,
that
she
one.
says she is. Yeah, well, she says she's not Emily. I just don't understand. I just don't. What I don't understand is if you are a human being, you can back the you can believe in the police, but you can also not condone the actions of unjust actions of police. You can do that. You know what I'm saying? You can actually do that. I have grown up with people that I know that are cops that I know that are good people. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's still all cops are bastards because good cops shut up when they have to talk out against bad cops. That is a problem. Now, Ari, would you tell us about the piece of paper that everyone downtown that's been occupying downtown? What was on that piece of paper?
There were a couple different ones that were handed out when the day on day 100 when they came down and tore down the canopy. The day after that, they handed out papers saying that people were banned from City Hall and banned from City Hall property for I believe it was 30 days. When that 30 around the time that 30 days was up, they came again. They actually I was walking down towards Uncle Nick's, and they pulled over to the side of the road with their lights on and told me I wasn't allowed to leave, and I was just walking down the street. But the papers say that you're banned from City Hall property, and they have ordinance violations on it for storing things on the sidewalk, entering a place that you were banned. I believe there's 2 counts of that, and supposedly erecting a structure on property, which would have been the canopy, I believe.
What I'm not understanding is why did they take the time to come down on day 100 and not day 15 or day 20?
Exactly. It's kind of along the lines of things that we've seen in these last 9 months or so, that what they pick and choose when to do things. During City Market, you could get away, not get away, but you could do things a certain way one week, and then the next week you'd be arrested for that same thing, and it would flip flop like that. And there's no consistency with that. It's just I don't want to say randomness, but something along those lines.
Right, I understand. Like it's like they're like you said, they're picking and choosing when and if to follow the law, or they're
It's
making it up, or they're making it up as they go. That's what it sounds like. They're
the
making it
latter
up
seems
as they
more
go.
likely.
Yeah, like I'm asking Grace here.
Okay.
I'm asking Grace what doesn't she believe? What is the part that she doesn't agree with? And I just said something about this, so I'm gonna ask Ari to speak on this. Grace is saying she doesn't believe with the statement all cops are bastards. Such
Okay.
bullshit. Would you explain why that is a saying? Why that is chanted?
Okay. I believe there's been about 50 incidences of deadly force used in in Winnebago County since 1990. All of those instances have been ruled justified. We've gotten to a place right now where a cop could run up right now and shoot me, and it would be ruled justified. And that's something that's it's systematic. There's no way that there's 50 bad apples, and what do you so if there were 50 bad apples who were okay with shooting people, the other 250 all cover up for them, or not necessarily cover up for them, but go along with it and protect them. And Oda Poole had shot 6 different people, and the police union fought everything for him. They loved him. They did everything they could do for him to fight. So where he got a $700,000 payout. These cops they act with force and excessive force and shoot people. Oda Poole shot a dog and shot, I think, 6 other people. And these police unions, they loved him. That was their guy. That was their boy.
Yeah, that's my problem with the police unions too. The police unions should be there to hold police accountable, to just protect police, and that's what they do. Like you said, how many murders did you say there were by the hands of the Rockford Police Department?
Not necessarily murders. There have been cases like where somebody was shot but was able to survive, but cases where an officer has applied deadly force. There's been at least. Let
me address this. I have to address this. So I want to. It's kind of like what Ari said about the spoiled apples. You know what I'm saying? If I was saying, like, if I can roughly quote Muhammad Ali, if there are 1 million snakes and Indian snakes, only 1,000 are non-poisonous, am I going to leave the door open and let all the snakes in and then decipher through the snakes which ones are poisonous? Or am I going to shut the door on all the snakes? I'm going to shut the door on all the snakes. If Grace is saying that she knows some cops and they are not bastards. Okay. So tell your good cop friends to stand up against bad cops, and then we can have a conversation. That's the problem. There's been 50 cases of use of deadly force done against the citizens of Rockford, and every last one of them has been ruled justifiable. Not one time has a cop been held to the standard of a normal citizen. And that should not be the case. That should not be the case. They are enforcers of the law, not above the law. You know what I'm saying? So anything else you want to share, man? What else is happening down there? Because we know that the cold and you guys don't have like battery life and whatnot. And there's a lot of things that are going down there that people don't know. I'm actually going to give you the floor. Go ahead, tell us everything that's happening downtown, man.
Okay, first thing I just want to say something real quick. That we've had these memorials up for almost nearing on 2 months. The city has cut them down 3 different times in those 2 months. They have cut up their faces and thrown them into garbage bags. Then later on in a post, identified them as trash, complained that they were called these memorials trash. And these were things that were that's a picture of somebody's face, their name, and the date they were killed, along with flowers and other things that were donated by community members and by their family members. This is, I think we have 14 up right now, and these are 14 lives that they affected when they saw their loved one be cut up. This is 14 people whose this is somebody's dad. This is somebody's cousin, somebody's nephew, somebody's uncle. These are family. These are people. These are real people who the city has treated them like garbage. And
what memorial are you next to? What memorial are you next to right now?
I was just by Barmore. I'm right here by Demetrius Bennett right now.
All right, go back to Barmore. Go back to Barmore. We need to hear the story of Barmore again. We need to hear the story of Barmore again.
All right. Like,
Because this is what we were. This is
Mark
what we were
Anthony
doing the
Barmore.
other week, guys. But it was too cold. My battery died. We stopped. So tell us about Barmore, bro.
This is Mark Anthony Barmore. He had there was an incident where police responding to a call. They had saw Mark Barmore. He ended up running from the police into the church. The police followed him into the church. Some of the church members told them that Barmore was in the basement, and the cops go down to the basement. And initially, the cops had lied, as they have done in every case that they have shot and killed somebody or incident like that, or incident of deadly force. They lied and said that there was a struggle. Barmore tried to grab the gun, and it wasn't until the court proceedings went on where it was revealed or found out that that wasn't true at all, that he was murdered and shot down outside of a daycare in front of children. They shot this man, and some bullets missed. The daycare teacher said she saw a bullet ricochet. So where they not only killed him and took away somebody's father and took away somebody's son and nephew and family member, they endangered the lives of all those children, all those young children that were in the daycare, and the daycare teachers and everybody that was in that church.
Now, was it found? Did they find any weapon on Barmore?
There was no weapon on Barmore.
So once again, guys, here's another instance of a unarmed black man fleeing or not fleeing from the police, goes into a church building. Inside that church building, there are daycare in that church building. Now, the fault is on the professional, because the professional should know how to conduct themselves professionally in a situation like that. Which means we go in with no lethal force. He doesn't have a weapon. This is not a hostage situation. We can get him out. Why not? Why didn't they choose to work with the minister of that church to help bring that young man out? Instead, they ran in and they shot him, not only killing him, but killing the innocence of all the children that bear witness to that. And then probably these kids were probably still forced to eat hamburgers and hot dogs and ice cream with the same cops that they seen gun down a man that looks just like them. And I think that's crazy. What kind of actions do you want to see from the Rockford Police Department?
I think one of the Malcolm X quotes that's repeated very heavily is about the knife in the back, and they're not even acknowledging that the knife is there. They have on their, they want to talk about how much they've done and how much they build in the community, and their complaint records are so great, and they have 4 complaints of excessive force, and nothing was over the last 2 years. That's all they have documented. I've witnessed at least 20. Personally, I can say I've witnessed at least 20 incidences in the last 6 months or so of excessive force. So I think that first step would
I have too.
Admitting that something's there. That there is a systemic
that's not going to happen.
Culture of impunity within the Rockford Police Department, where an officer thinks they can brutalize somebody or shoot somebody or instances like that. The thing that we've been focusing on very heavily with these memorials of people who have been killed by the police departments in Winnebago County, but I think something that's just as important is how many people whose face have looked like Denzel's. How many people have been tasered when they didn't need to be tasered? How many people were forced to give statements that they didn't really believe to be true? How many people are in jail when they didn't do nothing wrong? How many people are in jail when there's evidence that proves that they weren't capable of committing the crime, but that Rockford Police Department did nothing to help them in that situation.
It feels like when I saw that this morning, when I saw that the Leslie's live, and I saw that, and I was just like, I always ask myself this question: why is Rockford so adamant and not letting the story out? Like, look at that face. And we just did a special with him, Denzel, and he told us about what happened with him, and they just beat his ass on sight. You know what I'm saying? According to his story, according to what he said. And I have to believe him because look at his face.
Yep.
Look at his face. Look what happened. Look like, I don't know, man. Like, some people would say that you're fighting a lost cause. What do you say to that?
I'd say that Kurt Whisenhand came down here and he would say, "You guys aren't doing nothing. You aren't achieving nothing." But like you said, every day, like you said earlier on, every day we're here, somebody is more informed. Every day we're here, the more community members come check out the memorials or come pull up to the curb and ask us, "What are you guys doing? What's been going on?" Oh, that happened here. So every day we're here, it's getting ourselves more informed, but also getting other community members and other people who want to help and take action, getting them more informed as well.
Like, I remember the day that you were assaulted by Chief Deputy Officer Collar Red. I remember the day that you were assaulted by her. And before that, before the police came, we had some community members sitting there informing the community. People are coming in paying their the water bills and whatnot, informing about the things that have happened. And some of the key things that I heard with my own ears and saw with my own eyes right then and there is people like, what happened? Oh, I heard about that. They're like, well, the police beat my ass too. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'll be hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so amazing to me how, and this, I'm making this, keep this real. This is not just black people we're talking about. We're talking about the police is out here beating anybody's ass that they feel like they can get away with. You know what I'm saying? So if they think they think that you're a criminal or you have some type of criminal past or some type of criminal history or even a violent past or a violent history, they would feel like that past is justification for them whooping your ass now. And when they tell that story, that they're gonna get off because you were a violent offender. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm hearing that a lot of people in Rockford are pretty much going through the exact same thing. Guys, there's a link right now there's a link that if anybody wants to come on live, you can just click on the link and you can come on live. I just want to, if anybody has any stories about the Rockford Police Department, give me 1 second here, Ari. One moment.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm back. They seem like they were looking for something. They were looking for something this morning. When they were trying. First of all, they were trying to say, because Leslie came from across the street. You know what I'm saying? He came from across the street. They were trying to get him to say that those were his belongings. And me and another comrade of mine, we were talking. We're like, Leslie was out there alone. They told him to reach for something. If Leslie wasn't live, what if he would have reached for those hand warmers? What if he would have hand warmers with all those cops out there by his lonesome? They would have beat the hell out of Leslie. They would have beat the hell out of him, and they said that he tried to attack him. Just like down at City Market when they're arresting protesters and demonstrators for crossing a crosswalk and then trying to charge them with mob action and assault on a peace officer. These are all trumped up charges. All of it is lies. Every one of it is lies. Because if they're acting as if we're the ones going and beating the hell out of the police when that's not the case. Because if we were out here beating the hell out of the police, this conversation would be totally different. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest.
I agree.
Let's just be honest. So, Art, yeah, go ahead, bro.
I just want to say one more thing on my phone. You know, it's real cold. My phone's getting real low.
Yep. Go ahead.
We get we get a lot of people that come by and ask, "Oh, what can I do? It's cold outside. I can't really stay outside," and that's all right. We don't have no problem with nobody staying outside. We don't think that. But one thing that I would implore people to do is, I want people to call the mayor and ask him why he felt okay tearing up Mikey Guzman's memorial 3 different times. I want you to call Alderman Chad Thunberg and ask him why city officials are coming outside and tearing up memorials in his ward. I want you to call Kyle Sanders. I believe you can call Kyle Sanders directly, the director of public works, and ask him why he felt the need to come outside and tear up these memorials 3 different times. I want you to call Todd Cagnoni and ask him why he felt so comfortable giving out bans to people and infringing on their rights and giving them ordinance violations that are totally and completely they're corrupt. It's corrupt.
Very corrupt. It's a gang of fraternity brothers and sisters running amok. That's exact, because there's no accountability. They're never found guilty for anything. If they were found guilty for something, for one of those instances, for any one of those 14 people that you have out there on say their name square, it could change the whole narrative. But they are ran by a police chief who believes that at 100% of the time, his cops do 99% of what's right. These are words from his own mouth. And now the 11 people that sat at the table with them went ahead and just gave them the power, gave him all the power for all discipline, and that's where everything is fucked up. All right, I know you got to go. Your battery life is getting low, man. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. If you have any final words for the audience.
Just next time Tom McNamara wants to come out and talk about how he's all for peaceful protest and he supports the people's right to peacefully protest, I want you to think about him telling Kyle Sanders to come outside and cut up memorials. I want you to think about Kyle Sanders coming outside, about Tom McNamara telling Kyle Sanders to come outside and steal our blankets on the evil polar vortex. That's what I want you to think about when you think about Tom McNamara. All right, I'm gonna go.
All right.
Appreciate you.
All right, peace out, bro. Appreciate you. Yep. Y'all heard him. Y'all heard what Ari said. Y'all heard exactly what he said. The next time our mayor comes out and he talks about how he supports peaceful protest and whatnot, ask them what harm were the memorials doing when there's memorials everywhere. There's memorials everywhere. So as long as the memorial is for someone who was shot and killed by another community member, then everything is okay. You can keep the memorial up. But as soon as the memorial is put up for people that were slain by the Rockford Police Department and other agencies, then there's a problem. Does anybody see the oxymoron in that? The irony, I should say. The irony in that. Guys, this is our new segment, man. We're calling in What's Going On 815. We're going to put you fully abreast of things that are happening here. There are new clubs opening up out here. There are new bars opening up out here. There's new entertainment. You got 815 Alive is looking for donations to help with food and whatnot. So you guys can hop over there. Let me say this, and I want to be very clear when I say this. That yes, I understand that we need to help youth in the elementary years. I understand that. But are we just as guilty as throwing away 15, 16, 17-year-olds? Are we just as guilty as the city of Rockford for throwing away those children, calling them a lost demographic, and that there's nothing we can really do to help them? You know what I'm saying? At what age does a little cute black boy or black girl turn into a aggressive, violent, scary black man or black woman? That's something that we do have to ask ourselves. What we got going on? I'm
just gonna drop these in there. I just needed to see it.
Okay, but All right. Yep. So we need the guys. If there's a link in there, join the conversation. I think I'm going to stay on here for maybe another 10 minutes here, guys. Join the conversation. How would you change the police department here in Rockford? The very first thing I would do was make the police union contract negotiations public. Make those public so that we know exactly what's going on in those police negotiations. We need to know exactly what's going on with that. What else we got here? Random acts of kindness by the Rockford Police Department. They kind of blew that when they let's just say this. Let's go with this narrative. Let's just say this. Let's say that the occupants are homeless. Let's say that. Let's say that they're homeless and this, that, and the other. But you come and you start your whole random act of kindness, and your first thing is to do is to take hand warmers, blankets, chairs away from people that are demonstrating. That's not a good start to your campaign, Rockford Police Department. Random acts of kindness. They're going to go to all the safe places, passing out chili and hot dogs and shit like that. When your random act of kindness could be to kindly convict one of these murderers with a badge. That would be a great way. Guys, we have the FBI and the Attorney General's number right there in I'm going to put it over here in the watch party too. Right there in the comments. Now, last week, I myself called the FBI. I myself called the Attorney General's office, and they told me that we need to file more official complaints. More official complaints about what's going on here in Rockford, Illinois. These are the numbers to get that shit done. Look, I need you to snitch on the police. I need you to snitch on the police. Out of all the people listening to this right now, we all know at least 2 to 3 people who have been assaulted by at least the Rockford Police Department. And then we also know people that's been beat up on the inside by correctional officers. So we know that there's corruption going on, but we have to file the complaints. And if we can't get them to do anything criminally, we'll take them out civilly. We'll hit them pockets. Y'all hear what I'm saying? We'll hit them pockets. So I'm not asking y'all to do anything that I have not already done. I don't fuck with the police. I don't like the police like that. But I understand everyone has a job. I understand the rules of customer service. And anytime you're not happy with the service that one's getting, there's always an 800 number that you can call. Well, this FBI and this Attorney General number is that number. Because just going down to Rockford's place is not going to do anything because we know it's corrupt. But if we get someone outside to maybe just show a little interest in what's happening here in Rockford, Illinois, what's happening here in the 815. This is where we live at, 815. George Floyd, nothing. That had nothing to do with us. What happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin had nothing to do with us. What happened to Tyrus Jones has something to do with us. So what happened to Denzel Dervante? I did it. I tried, bro. You told me this. Don't be afraid. I tried it. I know I killed it. But what happened to him? That affects us. What happened to Martell a few weeks ago? That affects us. These are the type of things that affect us here in the 815-779 area code. We have to become more diligent about what we do when something happens to us. Because this shit is happening right here, right now, to us. We're supposed to have Leslie come on and speak with us today, but it looks like he had a little technical issues and whatnot. I do have the link still out there, guys. If you guys want to come on, please do so. Just to kind of share your thoughts about the Rockford Police Department and things that are going on here in Rockford, Illinois. We have to speak up. We have to say something, because if we don't, they will continue to do whatever it is that they want to do with us. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. We must call the FBI and the attorneys generals because our mayor has already showed us what side he's on. And this is not a personal attack on Tom McNamara. I've spoken to Tom McNamara on number of occasions. I've spoken to him. I've got his personal email. You know what I'm saying? I've called him before. I've talked to him. You know what I'm saying? But when you are sitting in a position of power and you're not doing your job correctly, I must say something. Just like Burger King on East State got the worst customer service, our mayor has the worst customer service any mayor I've ever seen here in Rockford. And those are facts. Because you have to govern over the people that are always saying yes, sir, to you. And you also have to govern to the people that say, what the fuck are you doing? You have to govern to them all alike. All alike. And being a good cop goes way further than playing basketball and eating ice cream with kids. Being a good cop takes you to risk it all to go against that bad cop. Go against that bad cop that's talking crazy to a citizen, that's being too forceful against a citizen. Because they always say there's good cops. Where they at? I want to talk to them. I want to talk to these so-called good cops. Patrice Turner, I want to talk to you. But y'all tell Carla Red, they say I want to talk to you. But the problem is you don't want to talk to me, just like the mayor doesn't want to talk to the citizens, because I'm going to ask the real questions. And you're afraid of the answer that you can't give. You're afraid of the answer that you won't give. You're afraid of that answer. You're afraid of that. And like, I'm not about to be calling people names and all that. If you know a good cop, I'm reaching out to Lieutenant Givens. He just retired. If anybody has his information, get that information to me. He just retired. Because I remember the day, the first day of the this will be the third day of occupying City Hall when they came and tried to get everybody out of there. That day, I remember when Lieutenant Givens was out there, he had tears in his eyes. I got the live. He had tears in his eyes. You know what I'm saying? And he was pleading with us. I know that there's good-hearted individuals, but how good is a good heart if the feet and the mouth and the brain don't do what the heart say? What good is it? I'll tell you, no good. Not good at all. Well, I am the I am -X, man. And you know what we like to say here, man. You don't always have to agree to have a great conversation. We're going to be doing these maybe once every 2 weeks or whatever, or however I feel like it. My own boss. What's going on, 815, man? Special report.